Hi, nobodies. So, this morning I drove myself to Dollar General and the gas station all by myself. That's a win. Even though I realized, like, while I was out, like, what I needed at Dollar General they didn't have. I knew that there was no way I was going to make it to Walmart. I was like, no, there's just no way. I mean, it's another 10 minutes maybe, but I knew my anxiety was just kind of coming up, and I was like, it's good enough that I pushed myself for this. I'm not going to get cocky again. If I'm feeling off, I need to just head home as soon as possible. That being said, because I just thought I should share that, it's still early in the morning. So, like last night, I had a blast on Facebook. Two things happened. One, I found a support group for Christian mothers against masturbation. Now, I'm not going to talk about myself personally because that is just something that kind of I don't want to put out in the world. But being that I am always around guys, it's just something that they do. I mean, I can't imagine a guy that doesn't. I mean, maybe the guy that shot up the El Paso Walmart is one of these people who's against masturbation. Because for a guy, that's got to be incredibly difficult because that is such an easy trick. So the meme I saw, I was like, okay, this can't be real. There cannot be like a group that's against masturbating. And sure enough, there is. There's a lot of groups. There's like Christian mothers against pit bulls, or single Christian mothers against pit bulls, pit bull owners against single women against pit bulls. There's a lot of interesting things that people are against. But I actually had to send this to my other phone so that I could read some of the memes that I thought were just too funny. Sometimes it's not just the meme, it's the comments that the poster had put on when they posted the photo. So like the first one is, you need both hands to climb the staircase to heaven. And the original poster had put, hands are for climbing into heaven, not into your sinful hole. Rejoice. That just made me laugh. I put that on my Because I'm Psycho page on Facebook. It's Because I'm Psycho, that's why. And one of my members of that, it's a page anybody can get on. One of them said, no, you don't. All things are possible with Jesus. And I just laughed my ass off because I was like, yeah, all things are possible with Jesus. You don't need both hands. And how do they handle, like, what if you lose your hand? Like, what if you have a freak accident and lose your hand? Like, you got cold, you got frostbite and had to lose your hand. You saying you can't climb the stairway to heaven because you're missing a hand? But I just love how they said, your sinful hole. It's like, what? Okay, so another one, it shows this guy like with his hands on his face. He's just so sad. Sorry, Danny. I'll only marry a man who's a true virgin and hasn't danced with the devil in his left hand. That's just so funny. I could see her options are going to be very limited. And the original poster said, let's chat. People point out that the Bible does not name masturbation in the scripture nor condemn it. The truth is, God's word must be read between the lines. Passion is to be had between two spouses, not in sinless means out of wedlock or alone. Do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self control. But still love, like, read between the lines of the Bible. Let me tell you something. When you read between the lines of the Bible or the Quran, that's where you get, well, for one, this, but that's also where you get, it's okay to kill people who are invading my country, or to attack before we see what their intentions are, or whatever, that, I mean, if you read between the lines of the Bible and the Quran, you can find it acceptable to do just about anything, or unacceptable. So the next one shows like 3 souls burning in the lake of fire. And it says, the clitoris is the devil's doorbell. If you ring it, he will answer. It's like, oh my God. I'm thinking, ring a ding dang, bitches. This one, I don't think when they posted this that they realized like the double entendre. And that just, to me, that's like, just, I laughed when I read this. And I would think it's a joke, except that in the corner it's like stopmasturbationnow.org. So if any of you are watching this and you disagree with me, there are places for you to go. I think the Nut Hut is a pretty good place, but, not my place to decide what you believe. Anyway, it's got a picture of what most people assume Jesus to look like. Are you addicted to masturbation? Reach out to me and we can beat it together. It's like, that's just too funny. And then the original poster said, message is always clear with Christ. Put your hand in faith and not in your pants. Oh, I messed up when I said that the guy said that, what my commenter said. No, it was something different. But I'll come back to that. Okay. Picture of a wedding ring. Young men, before you spend your money on a diamond, make sure she has never self-raped her sin cave. It is up to you to remember to ask the hard questions. It is never okay to marry a masturbator. And then inside of the ring, it says her fingers are for diamond rings, not for ringing the devil's doorbell. It's just too much. Okay, so the next one, this is an actual like billboard somewhere. You can't hold hands with God when you're masturbating. That's when my poster had said, that's when my fan had said, my fan of my page, he's not a fan of me. That's when he said, yes, you can. With Jesus, all things are possible. So, okay. There's another picture that shows like a guy looking at a girl. She's got her head cocked to the side. She's got her hand up at his face. When he tells you he self-molests himself. And then it's, ladies, set the bar high. Don't settle for a man who desires his own flesh. We are put on this earth to create more sheep in the Lord's flock, not to let a man waste it. Just like, oh my God. I mean, guys already tell lies to get laid, okay? Do we really want to give them more reasons to tell more lies to get laid? Of course, I know that this group advocates marriage, and saving yourself. Fine. But they actually went after the Facebook page, I fucking love science. Because I fucking love science posted a article about the health benefits of masturbation. And the lady who runs this particular page was telling her followers to report the page as being offensive for posting that and for having the word fucking in their name. I was like, freedom of speech, lady. I'm not going to tell you you can't post what I consider garbage. You know, lots of people masturbate. It's something they do. And if that's what it takes to keep you from seeking out drugs, alcohol, or to feel good, you know, who are they to judge you? Who is anybody to judge you for that you did something that didn't harm anybody? You did something that, you know, made you happy. I guess it makes people happy. It might be stress relief or something. I mean, I don't know how it is for guys. I think with girls, it's just a happy moment. But with guys, I don't know if it's just kind of like, you know, a pressure valve that they have to release the pressure. I don't know. So the second thing that happened last night, I rarely watch live feed when people post, but I thought I saw somebody that I had talked to before on there, and it was on an anxiety and depression support group. And this girl was crying. She was obviously upset. And everybody except for one person was being supportive of her. And you know, we all wanted to know what was wrong. And when somebody would ask, she would say, I don't want to talk about it. You know, and all of us except for one person accepted that, you know, because we know that sometimes things are too fresh for you to discuss them. And some people have problems with just, you know, feeling like, you know, one of those gnats hits your head that says, I'm just being a big baby, or I'm overreacting. They're going to call me a drama queen because it's probably nothing. They'll probably think that I'm getting upset over nothing. I mean, these are the types of thoughts that we have. Sometimes it's just hard, like when you get real upset, it's hard to speak the words. I mean, you just get really like boo-hoo, you know, where you can't even say it. It's like when you read something funny, you can barely tell somebody the joke because it's so fucking funny. You know, you got to practice it or something because, you know, you're like, I can't say this. I can't say it, you know. I mean, it happens in the happy times too, you know, where you can't say certain things. Just like what I couldn't say at the beginning of this video and still won't say now. So anyway, this one dude, you know, he kept asking her what was wrong. How are we supposed to help you if we don't know what's wrong? And then he would say, how old are you? You know, because you're acting like a child. And then, you know, basically saying, you're just being a big drama queen, you know, and all this. And the rest of us in the feed were just like pissed at him, you know, like we were saying stuff like, dude, just leave. You know, because like, see, some of them were like really laying into him. And at that point in time, I was just like, dude, just leave. You know, just stop. You don't have to watch this live feed. If you feel like she's being a drama queen and if you feel like she's coming on there for help, but she's not accepting help, blah, 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 you know, and you're going to react badly, just go. You don't have to be on there. I'm pretty sure he was a troll. Well, her video ended up cutting out, and when it came back on, she was listening to music and she seemed in such a better place because, you know, music is spectacular therapy. Even if, like, if you're upset, you're listening to upset songs, it does help you work out that you're not alone, you know, because if you relate to that sad song, helps you work out that you're alone. It helps you flush out the emotions that are overwhelming you. Um, and, you know, or you can listen to something that just yay. Like, I know one of my favorite things to pop on is 40 Feet by Franz Ferdinand. I just like it. It's fun to dance to. And I won't be crying or angry when I'm dancing. So music just has that power to alter your mood. She had stopped crying. Now, she wasn't in a place to laugh yet. But anyway, during the course of the video, and he's like bugging. And she wasn't even looking at the comments. And it was just me and him. And she took a drink. And I didn't see the drink real clearly, but I've worked in retail and I'm pretty darn certain it was an energy drink. Because it didn't look like any, I've stocked all that kind of stuff. It looked like it was an energy drink and not beer. And he goes, "Oh, I know what your problem is. You're a fucking drunk." You know, and she didn't see that, but I did. And you got to think, this is supposed to be a support group. It is a closed group where you have to answer questions to get in. And so when I'm on there, if I read something I don't like if the poster is somebody, being a quote unquote drama queen, I don't typically answer the ones where they're like, "I just feel like I need to kill myself." I'm like, no, I don't mess with those really, because not because I don't believe them, but because so many people post that for attention. And I typically feel like people who actually commit suicide don't threaten to commit suicide because they don't want you to stop them. But he's saying all this. So like, I try to be respectful of other people because I'm like, hey, we all suffer these mental illnesses. We all have like these gnats in our head, and we all just want like connection of some kind, even if it's just knowing that people are watching you. You look up and you see it. Well, there's 8 people watching me. There's 8 people communicating with me, or whatever. You're not alone. It's like that person could be in the room with you, except you're not seeing them like dance crazy or anything. So when he said that, I was like, dude, that was an energy drink. Lay off of her. Why are you here? And then I said, be nice or be gone. And then he said, who the fuck are you to tell me? Now, on here and in my life, I wear a mask, because being on the internet, like, I don't want to end up on like CNN or The Daily Show or something as being stupid, and then have to hide in my house. and like, when I'm out in public, it's like, hey, I might see these people again. So my inner self, the real true me, I don't let her out to play much. Oh, but she's in there making me mentally laugh. Trust me, when I see some dumb shit, laughing my ass off inside. But when he did that, I was like, you know what? He can't see me. And I really don't give a fuck what he thinks of me. So I said, I'm an awesome fucking bitch. And I said, and you do not want to fuck with me. And he fucked with me. And let me tell you, what I don't do with my fists, I can do with my words. I slayed that motherfucking troll. I slayed him. Because in the end, all he could really say, like when I got him real good and told him his hand rejects him, and a couple of other good things that I told him, the only thing he could say was kill yourself. Now, unfortunately, at that very moment, the girl looked and she thought he was saying it to her. Now, he and I both were real quick to say, he wasn't talking to you. I said, he fucked with the wrong bitch. I said, because I'm not the one. And then he was silent, and I said, I guess he caught his short bus back under his bridge. And she started laughing, and then she started looking, like she scrolled up, because it was just me and him watching her at that moment. And as she scrolled up and started reading the comments, a couple of other people come on. And she was laughing, and they were like, well, what's funny? And she's like, well, scroll up in the comments and see this conversation that was being had, And these other people were like rolling on the floor laughing, that they were typing that out, like, oh my God. And this morning I got like 10 message requests because on my Facebook I don't allow friend requests because I got like 1,000 one day, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was all dudes trying to get with me, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't ask for that. Don't know what was going on that day, but I shut that down. So now people can only send me messages. But anyway, that was my night. I don't normally condone tearing somebody down, but he started it. So I went juvenile on him and finished it. And then I reported him for telling me to kill myself, because come on. And I reported him to the group leader, the group administrator, because I was like, hey, nobody in the anxiety and depression support group needs to say those words. Those words are so offensive and horrible. You should never say that to anyone. I don't care how foul they are. You do not say, go kill yourself. Say fuck you. That's better. At least you're not telling them to kill themselves, that's just a horrible thing to say. So he's been reported and probably banned from Facebook for that comment, because I did screenshot it and did send it to Facebook. So yeah, he's probably not banned like forever, just for a while, because you can't say shit like that on Facebook. So that was my night. Hopefully my day will be pretty well. Y'all have a great day. And remember, you're somebody. You have worth. Don't let anybody tell you you don't. Have a good day.